In this video, what I'm going to tell you is really what a startup incubator and accelerator is, as well as the different startup accelerators and incubators in Ghana currently doing amazing work within the Ghanaian tech ecosystem. What is a startup accelerator and what is an incubator? An incubator is effectively an entrepreneur support organization, and what they do is basically they provide business development services such as consulting, offering these entrepreneurs different workspaces that they can use, stuff along those lines. And typically anybody can apply to an incubator for the most part, and incubators also don't provide funding in many cases. And by funding, what I mean is cash, money, cheese, monet, cloud, all of it. And traditionally, you'll see that incubators are kind of wrapped around co-working spaces. So if you have a co-working space, they have a lot of space for different events, different conferences, basically stuff along those lines. A lot of those different organizations are actually incubators, because what they do is they have the space, they have mentorship networks. Think about it as kind of like all of these different pieces, minus for most part, the funding aspect. So the incubator isn't really saying, hey, come join us or join our co-working space, and by joining us, we're gonna give you debt funding so that you can pay us back in interest, or we're gonna give you equity funding so we actually can own a chunk of your company, or additionally, we're gonna give you grant funding, which is basically, hey, no look money, we're giving it to you, we're not expecting anything back in return. And then on the flip side, we have accelerators. Traditionally, accelerators are, again, entrepreneur support organizations, but typically how accelerators work is they have a structured, kind of time-bound program. So think about it as, you go into this accelerator program and it's a 6 to 7 week program, or in some cases it's like a 12+ month program. Think about it as like the core nugget behind an accelerator is they're trying to take years of basically startup experience a particular company would have had if they were on their own. Let's say, 4 years worth of work. They're trying to basically take that 4 years worth of work, compress it into a specific time period, let's say a few months to a year, and effectively get that startup to be better within a very condensed time. And traditionally what accelerators do is accelerators will also provide funding. So an accelerator will say, hey, you come through the acceleration program, we're gonna basically boost you up, put you on our performance enhancing drugs, in this case being mentorship, different programming, events, whatever have you. And as a result, you're gonna get to where you're gonna be. But in exchange for all of that work that we're putting into you, we need a cut. So how it traditionally works is an accelerator provides funding in exchange for a piece of the company, a little nice chunk of what we like to call equity or ownership. And having equity in a growing company is a pretty good deal. Now, given those two categories that we've defined for entrepreneurial support organization, one of the things that we are really absolutely obsessed with is making tech accessible to everybody. And one of the ways we plan on doing that is by basically throwing out these videos where we try and sort of map out the space. And again, we might miss things. We're not perfect, but effectively, that's actually one of the core aims of this video, to map out the space of incubators and accelerators that are doing really amazing work in Ghana. So let's say, we're gonna just give you a name. Let's call you Kwame. Kwame, you have an idea. You woke up one day to this idea. You had the whole light bulb moment. You realize that this is something that you want to pursue, but really, you don't really have a network. The business model is kind of in flux. You don't really know if there's a business there. You don't really know. There's a lot of things that you don't know. Now, given that you've had this idea and you want to explore it, where do you go? Well, the first step could be an incubator. What I'm going to do is I'm going to describe the incubators and accelerators within Ghana. And what you'll see from this is that even though I define them up front, sometimes the incubator and accelerators, they can kind of be mixed, and they're not necessarily clear-cut black and white categories. Think about it as kind of like gray in a sense. So there's some variation. What we're going to do is we're going to have quick fire rounds. So in these quick fire rounds, I'm going to list the name of the company, a brief description of what the company does and is. If you can get the bag from the company, meaning do they offer funding, in some capacity, and examples of interesting programs that that particular company has run. So we have Innohub. Think about Innohub as a mix between an incubator and an accelerator, in that they provide a lot of business development advisory services, workspaces and the like, but also they have really dope programs. Can you get the bag from Innohub? Meaning the bag for your entrepreneurial endeavors, not fraud, actual entrepreneurship? Yes, you can. So Innohub actually sponsors certain investment vehicles. Some really amazing programs Innohub runs is the SNV Green Accelerators program. Next, we have the Kosmos Innovation Center. Not Kosmos as in space, but Kosmos as in an oil field company. Bet you didn't know that. Kosmos is an offshoot of Kosmos Energy. They actually became their own independent non-profit organization that provides basically accelerator services, more specifically focused around agri-tech within Ghana. If you're interested in agricultural technology and really boosting Ghana's agricultural capabilities with tech or tech-enabled services, agri-tech, Kosmos Innovation Center. That's where you need to go. Kosmos also offers the bag. So you can get the bag from Kosmos to build your ideas. They offer seed funding for select startups that actually make it through the application process. Really interesting programs that Kosmos runs are the KIC Agritech Challenge and the KIC Agritech Challenge Pro. Check them out. Up next, we have the Ispace Foundation. Now think about the Ispace Foundation as a hub and innovation center. Do they offer funding? Not really, but they all give you access to people who can actually provide that funding. So they don't actually provide the bag to build your business, but they do provide you with the right intros to the people who could help your business out with capital, with the bag. Really interesting programs that Ispace Foundation runs are Code School, Phoenix Kids, UWAT, and Eden Labs. Next we have Impact Hub, which is an offshoot of the Impact Hub global franchise. So there's Impact Hubs in so many different countries, all focused on the entrepreneurial ecosystem. But Impact Hub Accra is really an incubator. Do you get funding? Not really, but they do prepare you for investment. You do get investment readiness training, and really interesting programs that they offer you are the Lafia Innovators Startup Incubation Program and the Deep Dive Africa program. Now we're going to talk about Enterprise Village. Now Enterprise Village is kind of like an incubator, and they do actually offer funding for specific business incubation programs that they offer. Really dope programs from Enterprise Village is the Business Incubation Program. Next we have Hopin Academy. Now Hopin Academy is based in Tamale, and they run incubation and acceleration programs. Now Hopin Academy, they have a really dope program, an incubator program for agri-tech, which is agricultural technology, smart cities, which is smart city technology. So basically think about it as, what if your city operated like your smartphone, as well as health technology. The incubation program that they offer offers financial grants. Next we have MEST. MEST is an Africa-wide entrepreneurial training institute that kind of started off in Ghana, and they have really amazing programs. They do offer funding for select programs as well. I would definitely check them out. You can check out their different initiatives, whether it's MEST Express, MEST Seed, MEST Scale. Look out for the different programs that they run. Next, we have HapaSpace. Now, HapaSpace builds itself as an incubator / accelerator that's based in Kumasi. With HapaSpace, they have really amazing programs as well. Programs such as Thrive, which is a business acceleration program. The next organization is Node 8. Node 8 is actually based in Ho. So they have different entrepreneurial training programs such as the Node Y, the Node X training program, the Node Z training program. If you're not understanding now, it stands for Node XYZ. Next we have Kumasi Hive. Now Kumasi Hive is located in Kumasi, and they're a slash between an accelerator and an incubator. So Kumasi Hive has really interesting programs that you can check out. One of those programs is the Business Accelerator Program. Another program is the ITC Yay Boost Acceleration Program. Not Yay for Kanye West, but Yay as in YE exclamation point. That's a really interesting program that you can check out from Kumasi Hive as well. The reason why we decided to do this, again in quick fire format, is really to show you, the viewer, the different organizations that are doing really interesting things in building up Ghana's startup ecosystem. By startup ecosystem, I'm talking more specifically about tech-enabled and tech company ecosystem. We wanted to actually show more love here at the Palava to a lot of these different organizations that are actually going in and doing the work and figuring out how to grow the Ghanaian tech ecosystem. Thank you for watching the video, and here's some more videos if you want to check out more about the Ghana startup ecosystem.